Hello, my name's Simone and I'm a counselling psychologist. And parent-child relationships are not peer-to-peer relationships. They're not meant to be. A child is not a small adult. A child is someone whose selfhood is being built inside a relationship. So you're not just a person that your child relates to. You are the environment they develop in. You hold, they are held, it doesn't reverse, and it doesn't expire on their 18th birthday. So what does this asymmetry and holding actually mean? So your child is going to hold you raw, undigested experience, rage, terror, disappointment, in a form they cannot yet bear. And your job is take it in, digest it, hand it back in a form they can bear. That is what metabolizing means. So you're not making their feelings disappear. You're teaching them over and over by being a stable container. Your feelings are survivable. Your feelings do not destroy our love. Now, that is not permissiveness because a container has walls. And a child that's raised without limits won't feel free. They will go out into the world not kind of knowing their own edges. Sometimes with like quite grandiose ideas about being the most brilliant, amazing person alive. And the world will correct them quite brutally. So it's not no limits, it's limits put in with loving kindness, like gentle nudges, boundaries that hold without humiliating. Like think about toddlers. Toddlers are some of the most authentic people in the world. No filter. They thrash and rage in the supermarket, thinking of my own son. And Winnicott particularly was suspicious of all that like incessant soothing and rocking and shushing, the constant sort of shaking children out of their feelings. Because one of the most important parts of being a real person is that you're allowed to feel, and then gradually you learn the skill of expressing your feelings in a way that doesn't damage your important bonds. Because unbridled anger just damages bonds, and a child raised in that environment, maybe by a contemptuous parent, learns one thing about anger, and that is that it should go at people, on people. The alternative is no anger. So, you know, that's anger that you have with someone. And Gabor Mate says that a child for secure attachment needs two things, attachment and authenticity. Because when a child is forced to choose, they will sacrifice their authenticity every single time. So that's like the good boy, the good girl, the mature one, the accommodating one, the one sort of stuck in fawn. So attachment is kept, but selfhood is gone. I'll speak to my own experience here actually, because I'm a parent. So my adult daughter, a little while ago in her own professional training, just sort of hit this like strange bump in the road. She was learning about child development. And she realised that she had years of unexpressed anger about the role she felt she had to play in our family system. She felt she had to be the good one, the mature one, the one who accommodated, while other kids in the family sort of had far more licence to misbehave. And we've talked about how gendered that role was too. And as part of her healing, she really needed to be furious at me. She didn't want to talk to me for weeks, actually. And that was really hard because we have usually been very close, but I let her have her experience. I didn't try and tidy it up. I didn't try to correct her or try to sort of litigate the things I remembered differently. Didn't say it wasn't fair, because even the child, the adult child, kind of needs to be able to rage against you, push you away, and discover that you survive. Not retaliating, not collapsing, just still being there. That's how our kids learn that love is durable and that they can be real. And I've also been on the other side of it because I'm a daughter, right? And my mother phoned me, I think back in November, and she said in the course of that phone call, you know, Simone, I really parented from survival. There's a lot I got wrong. And if I could go back, I'd do it again. And I'm sorry. She didn't try to say she did her best. She didn't say she had it hard. She just let that apology stand as a complete sentence. Now, I'm obviously an adult and I'm a therapist. You know what? Something in me kind of healed anyway, because for years, every time I would go home, in my 30s, in my 40s, this like angry 16-year-old girl would like wake up inside me and I would think, why am I regressing? I'm sure it is because part of me was still waiting and still looking for that apology, and now she has it. And now me and my mother, we get to kind of be two adults together. And that, I think, really became possible because she honoured that asymmetry one last time properly. Now, here is a limit, and it matters. The asymmetry means you do owe your child non-defensiveness about their childhood. It means their anger gets to exist without being corrected or managed or turned into a debate about your intentions. It does not mean you owe them a persistent target, because remember what I said, every container has walls at every age. And there is a difference between anger that is going somewhere, anger that will rage, maybe even withdraw, but it will come back looking for repair. It will initiate that repair. And contempt, which is stop looking. My daughter's anger had a direction, as mine did. It was sort of on its way through something. Contempt just circles. It doesn't want repair. It doesn't look for repair. It just wants someone to punish. And the thing is, if you continually absorb contempt indefinitely, that's not containing. You're actually just sort of confirming the thing that you didn't want to teach them. And that is anger that goes at people, on people forever, has no consequence. And surviving your child's destruction means not retaliating and not collapsing. But a parent who disappears into a doormat has collapsed. That's not holding. That is kind of self-abandonment through patience, I suppose. So yes, your children are separate people. They are not extensions of you. They do not owe you a good experience of being their parent. You can try hard and still get it wrong. And what about me? I'm trying so hard. That's a real feeling. I get that. That's like unfairness, but it is yours to metabolize, not theirs. But the repair, especially with adult children, is a door, and it does swing both ways. You hold it open, you keep it open longer than feels fair. That is the asymmetry. What you don't do is lie down in the doorway and get trampled on, because getting it wrong is not a failure, it's part of it. Getting it wrong, surviving their anger and repairing, that is where the secure base is going to be found, in the repair. Okay. I hope that's been useful for some of you who've asked me about having defensive children, children that are persistently angry, children that have gone no contact. Take care. Bye.